Okay, what you will learn today is how to hatch a drawing. When you do the columns for the public building, that's the bank building, you will find that you have columns and you have to fill it up or you have to make it dark. So you have to hatch it. I've just drawn a column here as an example and see how to hatch. Here it is, the hatch. Just select hatch and you can select solid and it will ask you, you see here the question down here, internal point. Just click on that point, internal, and it gets hatched. Make sure that the rectangle is closed. That means there should not be any gap. It has to be a fully closed object, otherwise it will not hatch. Okay. Now if you want to do some other hatching, let's say to the wall here, you want to show the brick hatching. Then we go to hatch and let's say we select this and it will ask you for selecting the internal point and we can select this and it gets hatched. And supposing here the scale is very different, then you may not be able to see the hatch sometimes, it might be too small scale, and see, you can see that it gets closer and closer. So this scale changing can be done as per your requirement. Okay, that is how you hatch. There are different patterns. If you want to hatch the roof here, then again you can go to hatch and select from the various things. You can select the concrete here. There is steel, brick, concrete, sand, clay, all these kind of things. I'm not finding the concrete. And you just have to select this point. You see, it has not got hatched. There is one small thing that has come in, but that means the scale is not fine. Just increase the scale and you can see the hatch is coming as I'm changing the scale. Okay, that's for the roof. And when you feel it's fine, you can just leave it at that. It looks little dense and fine now. Okay, so I'll stop with that, escape, and that you're done. That's how you can hatch. That's the hatch command. Okay, showed you 3 types here. One is to do the solid fill, second you showed the brick, and third you showed the concrete. You will also require it when you make the section of the masonry wall footing. Second thing what I want to show you is how you make a dashed line or a dotted line. Let's assume this line here. Okay, just pick it up and go to here. It would be like this. When you see, you just open up and click others, so it will show you some types of lines. Go to load and it will show you a whole lot of different lines. You can just select one of them which you want and say okay. So load, it will show you so many types. I'll select one and say okay. It gets loaded here and then you can just select it and say okay. Now you can pick up this line which you want to make a dot and pick that line which you just decided there. But you see, nothing has happened. Again, it's the problem with the scale. So what you need to do is just pick up this line, open here, go to other and change the global scale factor. Let's say I'll make it 0.1. This is a little trial and error that you will have to do, but you will get used to it. Say okay and you can see the dotted line, but I'm not happy with that. I want to make it a little more denser, so I go and say I make it 0.05 and 0.05. Then it might get a little more denser. You see that? So you can go on changing the scale like that and you can get the dotted line. So if you whatever line you want to make dotted, like let's say we take this ventilator, you are actually to make dotted lines. Okay, so these 2 lines I will select and go to one of these. See that? But the scale is not so good, so I can go to here, go to 0.08 and 0.08. Let's see whether it works. Now it's got more dense. I should have made it other. I'll decrease it 0.03 and 0.03. Okay, that will be better. That's the ventilator. Actually, you have to do the dotted line for the ventilator, and you also have to do the foundation drawing and fix it up here, okay, with the section. But when you do that exercise, from there you can directly bring and place the foundation in the section out here. That's one more thing. The third thing what I want to tell you is how to do a block. Blocks. Okay, how to make a new block. Block definition. Now what shall I make into a block? I just take a window. Okay. So new block. I'll name it as a window 1. Alright. And it will ask me to select objects. So selecting objects, select object, I will select this window. Okay, right click and pick point. I will select the center point of this block and say okay. You can do the others also, but I think that's good enough. Okay, now insert block. I know that I need this window so many times, so I've converted it into a block now with a name. I can insert the block, and you can keep inserting like this wherever and however you want. So that block is fixed there. I may have n number of blocks. I can make a door into a block. I can make any elements which I have to keep repetitively use as a block. I can convert a whole drawing into a block. I can make this plan into a block also, Name plan. This plan can also become a block. Select objects. I can select this entire thing for a block. Okay. And pick base point. I can also say I'll specify it on screen, or okay, pick point. This will be the pick point, and I say okay. Now I say insert the plan, and you can see it gets inserted. Okay. The advantage of the block is, now if you are making a apartment or many similar blocks in a plan, then you can make the plan itself into a block. Or if you require some elements too many times, just convert it into a block and keep it. You can use it in other drawings as well, the set of windows and doors and things like that, and you can just insert those blocks. Okay, so in this exercise we've learned how to hatch, how to do a dashed line, and how to make a block.